Game of Thrones was like one of the last things we recorded before the pandemic.
Yep.
That's
like
how
in
long it was.
person.
It was in February because I had just gotten back from that Bachelorette. It was the last weekend in February, and the world shut down like 2 weeks later.
Oh my God, I thought it was like a year ago.
You're the last person I saw in person.
I don't even remember anymore.
What's up, everybody? This is Julie and Kathleen with another episode of my favorite episode of. Today, we have Brooke back with us.
Ooh, she back.
Our stans know that Brooke talked about Game of Thrones last time. I hope we have stans. We definitely don't, but I'm saying that
Brooke
we do.
has stans.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't think so, not anymore.
That's okay.
Wait, did you say the episode?
No.
Season 4, episode 5, meet and greet of Parks and Rec, our third Parks and Rec episode.
Yes.
We're now a Parks and Rec podcast.
I've basically seen the whole show now.
I was going to say, I think you guys have done a lot of Parks and Rec, but that's just how good the show is.
Oh, incredible. So let's hear it. Why'd you pick it, Brooke?
So, like I told you guys earlier, this wouldn't be obviously my favorite episode of Parks and Rec, but it's my favorite Halloween episode, like, of my favorite shows. And what I like so much about it is kind of like you get a little bit of everything. You get like the quirky world building through Leslie's like journey to like, you know, promote herself to the small businesses of Pawnee. And then you get all the weird behavior of the rest of the cast and crew at the Halloween party. So it just has like a little bit of everything that makes the show so special. And it's all set in Halloween, which is my favorite holiday. So I can't complain.
Yes, we love it.
Probably one of the best cold opens. So I am a big Aubrey Plaza forever. So April's cold open, April and Andy doing this like bit where they're like blood orphans and like shit like that. And he's like, no, we're not. Like we're gonna die of fun. No, murder. Like,
It's so good.
It's so funny.
I know the one part when she's like, they're like going through the list of stuff that he got, and she's like, blood capsules, and he's like, no, they didn't have any, and then she's like,
they start bleeding from the mouth.
Yeah, she's like, oh, they didn't have any. It just shoots to him making the stupidest face of all time and just like blood pouring out of his mouth. It was like fire opening scene.
That can be the picture for this episode on Instagram.
Yes,
it's like chunky blood. Too.
Yeah, and he's like cross-eyed.
Yeah, it's real gross blood.
I wouldn't be open to putting fake blood in my mouth. I don't think.
I've done it.
You definitely have.
Yeah, of course. What do you mean?
It's normal. It's fine. Anyways,
I'm gonna agree that the cold opening, I think for me, is like the highlight of this episode, and it's awesome and it sucks at the same time that it's the very first thing you see. But that April and Andy dynamic is so classic for me, and it reminds me a lot of like my boyfriend and myself, where like I'm very like the blood orphans, and he's like, no, we're just gonna have fun.
That's a very interesting dynamic that you see yourself in. That's like goals, but it's also like psychotic a little bit.
Yeah. Well, he always tells me that like I have this dark passenger,
Ooh.
And that's like if I even get like a little bit tired or upset, like I really do become like a shadow creature, and I'm just very angry.
That's a Dexter reference, and I did just finish Dexter. Just finished it on Saturday. I've been meaning to text you about that, Matt. I was supposed to go out at 3, and I didn't make it till 5 because I was like, I waited an extra hour to finish the episode, and then I had to like sit there and do breathing exercises for like 20 minutes because I'm always so distraught every time I finish a show, and especially when it ends like the worst ending, the worst final scene of all time.
I was going to say, it's a terrible ending.
You seen it, Brooke?
The worst.
Nothing to do with this episode.
No, none. Okay. So let's go through. So you kind of already brought up how like Leslie's doing her own thing. Let's go through like what's happening at the Halloween party right now, because it's a Halloween party, but then Ben, I think his name is.
Yeah, he's being kind of a brat this episode.
Yeah, Ben's a baby.
His name is. It's Ben.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not good. I don't watch the show. I make up names all the time.
See, he's being a bit of a brat, but
Matt can relate.
I was gonna say, while Brooke's like, I relate to April. I'm watching. I'm like, man, I've been Ben. Julie knows I'm like the person who's like, no, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just going to go to my room and do my own thing.
Probably like, it's just annoying
no,
that
it's like,
we
no,
said.
I'm not mad. I'm just going to be super passive aggressive.
Yeah.
And walk away.
Yeah.
I was very mad.
I've seen Parks and Rec a few times, but I don't recall what's happening leading up. Is there a reason he's already mad? Like, I'm assuming Andy's just being insane for episodes in a row, and this is like building up to something. Because I'm like, it's a Halloween party. Just get in a fucking costume and go to the party.
Well, didn't him and Leslie, they had to break up, didn't they?
I don't know if that's at this
Have
point.
they gotten together at this point yet? God, I should know considering how many times I've watched this show.
Yes.
But I thought they had to break up because she's running for councilwoman.
Okay, so they are together, so he's just being a brat.
Season 4 starts with Leslie being confused over whether to continue her secret romance with Ben or to follow her dreams and run for office. The pair decides to split amicably, with Ben giving Leslie a Nope 2012 button. Yeah, so they had just broken up. I think that's why he's all upset. Googled it. Anyway.
Google knows everything. So yeah, Ben is being a bitch.
He really is.
I mean,
Halloween is the best. How can you not
that's
just be
exactly
like,
what I was just gonna say. You really doesn't matter the mood. If I'm invited to a party and it's like a Halloween party, I'm gonna get my shit together and just throw on a costume.
It's not even like he's invited. Like, he lives there. He's automatically like in it, and he's just like he's just a grump. He is a Halloween Grinch this episode.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I were heartbroken, I would dress in a costume and rage
Hell yeah.
with everyone
Me too.
else.
Get blacked out drunk and then
I
text
don't know
your
what
ex.
Ben's doing.
The Halloween part of this episode is so strong that every time it did switch to Leslie and Tom, who I usually love, I'm like, okay, let's get back to the because Tom is
It's very
being
disjointed.
yes, Tom is being very Tom, like to the peak Tom, where it's annoying, where you're like, come on, stop being like so inconsiderate and everything. But I do like how it ends with those two. But I was basically like, which is a shame because Leslie is my favorite character. So it's like, bring her to the Halloween party. But
Well, so for me, Tom Haverford is the worst character on the show. I cannot stand Tom. He's way too annoying. He's just way too much for me. And like you said, it's all of that this episode is like Tom at his worst, like literally his worst. He's so obnoxious. What I love about that, though, is that the savage in Leslie comes out, and she calls him a dick, and then she's like up his ass about, I forget what she said. I thought I wrote it down. Maybe I didn't.
Is it the one about him being
Oh,
like
God.
a butthead or something, or like?
and then she's like, it loses its whatever.
Yeah.
He's being a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I call people buttheads, but he's a dick. I forget what she said, but she said, why don't you like go sit down on your own face, like on rugs?
Oh, that's a fire
Go
line.
sit on your own face. And I was like, yes. Love it, Leslie. So that's like the only perk to him even being in this episode, is that we get fierce Leslie.
Well, in the very beginning, he gets a call from John Ralphio, and I was like, yes, John Ralphio, because I haven't seen Parks in a while, and he's one of my favorites. Him and Mona Lisa are like...
He's my absolute favorite character. I should have worn it today. I have a John Ralphio Three Wolf Moon shirt.
Oh, so good. I would watch him in literally anything. His Netflix... I told Matt about this.
Middleditch and Schwartz.
Yes. It's so good.
So good.
It's
So good.
they're so talented. It's so incredible. You would like it too. Even you would like it, Julie. That's how good it is.
You act like I don't like it, just like I am so lazy and watch stupid shows instead of good ones, and then they get taken off of Netflix.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
But honestly, the end when they're in the hot tub and like being friends and watching the video, I'm like, okay, it's worth it. But she's just so forgiving.
Oh,
I'd
she
be like,
also
fuck off.
drowns him in
So
the hot
good.
tub. She also tries to drown. She tries to drown him,
I don't
and
wanna
I
see your
really can
face.
appreciate that. I felt that way before.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But the good parts of this episode are the Halloween bits.
Yeah.
Very spooky. I love it. The decorations are incredible.
Oh, it's so good.
They are, and like everyone's costumes. I like that. What's his name? Oren doesn't even he's just himself, and it's perfect for the occasion. I think Oren is low key the best tertiary character in the show. He's just so random, and he never does anything interesting, but it's always good when he's around.
I have a note that's literally I could never be an actor, but I could play a character like Oren. He is so funny. You know who we're talking about? The weird emo kid that just stands there
that
and
tries
Ben's
to go into Ben's room.
Yeah. He's in it a lot. I would like to see on IMDb how many episodes he's actually in. We'll fact check
Yeah,
it.
he makes quite a few appearances. I really like Oren. And also, at the important parts, the Halloween party, I always thought it was so endearing that, Ron actually gets dressed up for Halloween, because he just never seems like the type that would do it. So when he does, put on his pirate costume, I'm just like, yes, Ron. Even he gets it. He loves Halloween,
Well,
too.
it's right on par. Him only having a Halloween costume. It's weren't you that last year?
Yeah.
He's like, yes, this is my Halloween costume. I wear this every year. It's so.
I am a pirate.
Yes, it's perfect for Ron. He's so good. And I'm a sumo wrestler after I lost weight. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
I love her.
And Rob Lowe's character as Sherlock Holmes, it was just like so funny to me.
Yeah.
Like pointing out the most obvious costumes and like thinking that he's just like crushing it. Like the guy, Jerry, dressed as Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head. Yeah. It's great. The texting bit is funny.
I like when Leslie's at her event and she kind of goes through like all of the small businesses that are there. I don't remember them all, but it's like Sue's Salads, and everyone like hates Sue's Salads because it's punny. And then there's like Smooth Operator bikini waxing, and it's like some creepy dude. And then, you know, you've got the Nipple King, obviously, who like does baby bottle nipples and shit. So like, yeah, just the whole thing is great.
Tramp stamp tattoos was the one I remember.
Yes,
I wrote that one down.
These old white people that own it.
This old woman owns tramp stamp tattoos.
Well, what is it? The Nipple King? The Nipple King? That was like, the jokes write themselves. Like, the Leslie stuff wasn't really funny, but anytime she would go up to Tom, she's like, you stole the Nipple King, like something like that. It's like, it's funny because of the thing. It's not actually funny, but it makes it funny. It's just good writing.
I've only seen the episodes that we've had to watch for the podcast, so I've never like seen this
What was
show.
the first one we did? So we did Comeback Kid, this one, and what was the other one?
The fight.
Oh yes, between Anne and Leslie.
Why would anybody pick that?
That's the best episode. That's the one where they do the montage of everybody drunk on snake juice.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. Just the name of it really sounds awful.
So I didn't know who I didn't know who Rob
Chris Traeger
and Jerry were talking about. So I thought it was like Jerry's ex-wife or something. When he's like, you can tell her that she can come, like, I won't care.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, it must be like his ex-wife or something. And then like, I'm like, see this like hot young blonde, and I'm like, it can't be. And then at the end, he says like, I don't know, something about his daughter, or she calls him dad or something.
His wife in the show is Christy Brinkley, who is gorgeous.
Oh.
So it still doesn't make much sense.
That's like the running joke. It's like everyone thinks Jerry's the worst, but he has like all these hot daughters and a really hot wife and a perfect life. It's good.
Yeah, I love the episode where Leslie goes over for breakfast and they're all like singing songs and stuff.
It's cringy.
But that part for me, like when Millicent, Jerry's daughter, comes over and like she's with Chris Traeger, like that to me was creepy. I was like, this is too much. Like, I would never act like that with my dad around. Like,
No.
she is wild.
Yeah, it's creepy
like,
on her part.
Tone it down.
For sure. What is she from? Is she from House Bunny?
No, she's from, wait, stop, hold on.
I think it's House Bunny. I think she's like a sorority girl on the other. I love House Bunny with Anna Faris.
Me too, it's so good. Yeah, it's House Bunny.
How did you know that?
Because I've seen House Bunny no less than 10 times. I love it. I think it's so funny. Harmony.
I think I've only seen it once.
I think you should give it another shot because I think it'll build. I don't know how long ago you saw it, but
Probably like 2008.
I love it.
Dude, I used to say all the time, like, when she's like, be mysterious, and she's like, I'm gonna go drop some
Yeah,
timber.
no, I like when she's like out with Colin Hanks and she like eats him and she's just like, sorry for all the gravity. Like, I just love that line. So fucking stupid. It's really stupid. I like it. And I quote it all the time and nobody ever gets it.
That's okay.
I feel like House Bunny isn't that popular of a movie.
It really isn't. You know what else isn't? Sydney White.
Oh, I don't know that I've ever seen that.
It's good, but it's kind of the same exact concept.
Amanda
Literally,
Bynes?
except it's guys instead of girls.
No, but Andy and April are really thriving this episode. And my two favorite bits here are Andy and Ben, and of course Ron and Anne, which is two characters you never really see bond. And Anne really just being like enthralled by Ron and like learning, and him actually taking her in and caring as well really was like chef's kiss. So good.
Yeah, see, I've never been a big Ann Perkins fan.
How dare you?
She's okay. But to me, she's like boring. So like she didn't do anything like kind of exceptional in this episode for me. It was just all right.
Okay.
But I do really like Ron going through Andy and April's like toolbox, and it's just like random shit and like a flashlight filled with jelly beans. I love that part.
Half a scissor. Like so fucking dumb.
Yeah, half a scissor.
Half a pretzel. But wait, okay. So Brooke, who do you love in the show then? Who are your like all-stars?
So my favorite character is Jean Ralphio, which we don't get any of him this episode, but that's okay. Second is Andy Dwyer.
Yeah, of course.
And like probably tied with him is April. Like April and Andy for me are like tops. And then like Ron, Leslie, I like Ben. And then like we can get into the other ones kind of like flip around for me.
Yeah.
I also really like, what's her name? The chick that comes to like help them like run for office. The girl that's from DC. I cannot remember her name right now.
She's from Step Brothers. She's the
Yes.
Yeah, I love her. She's so funny. I can't remember her name either.
Those are my top people.
Yeah, you got a lot of side characters in there. That's good. Even Paul Rudd on it is great. Like they really just hit it out of the park.
He is so good.
Yeah, you need to watch
I really do
show.
like the side characters. I think they add to like the goofiness. You have to watch it.
Did you watch that? The Parks and Rec reunion that they did in the pandemic?
Yeah, I did.
That was
and I
well
actually
done.
didn't have, we had lost power that night that it was on. So I had my parents record it on their DVR and I logged in on my iPad the next day and watched it on their account.
That's what I do. My parents' DVR on my phone.
Yeah.
It's chock full of it, baby.
I know, I do that. I was actually doing that with Shannon for a while because we didn't have cable and I couldn't watch my trash MTV shows. So Shannon would record them and I would download.
Like Siesta Key.
Did you say trash MTV shows?
Yes. That's exactly what I said.
What does that mean?
Siesta Key. That's it. The modern day Laguna Beach.
Matt loves trash TV. Brooke, do you love trash TV?
I love trash TV. Oh my God.
What's your favorite? Talk me into it.
Right now, I'm super all about 90 Day Fiancé. And the great thing is there's like 3 seasons running at like one time. So it's just like you're constantly watching something and it's always a disaster and it's always infuriating but entertaining and hilarious at the same time. It never gets old. Never gets old.
Brooke's the reason why I'm watching the show that I'm currently watching.
What, Vanderpump?
Yeah, Vanderpump Rules.
Vanderpump. That's a really good one too, but I think that one's like going to be done.
Yeah.
Now.
Are you like...
Have you watched Vanderpump?
No, I haven't.
I don't watch any reality TV.
You gotta get in.
I used to. It was my whole life. Like Flavor of Love, I Love New York, fucking all of them. Real World, Road Rules.
Oh my God, we loved the
all
challenge.
the good stuff. And then all of a sudden, I hit a wall and then was like, Netflix, like fuck reality TV. One of my best friends texted me today, and I'm always trying to get her to watch. Morgan, shout out to Morgan. She literally texted me and says, "Let's play a game." And I was like, okay. She was like, "You watch one of my shows, and I'll watch one of yours." And I was like, no, because I knew it was going to be fucking Real Housewives. And I was like, I can't commit to this. Because weirdly, like my life revolves around planning my nights around when I can binge shows and episodes. Like I was like watching Dexter and What We Do in the Shadows at the same time. So I was like,
oh my God, so good.
So good. But I was like, so I always do like a big heavy show and a 20-minute show at the same time so I can like sneak in a 20-minute if I only have 20 minutes. It's like my whole life is fucking Tetris with TV shows. And I'm like, Morgan, I love you so much, but no. This would normally sound really like an enticing offer, but you're getting the better end of the deal because whatever I recommend to you is going to be better than Real Housewives. Like I have so much on my list that I cannot be watching Real Housewives.
No. And there's like a million housewives. Like which housewives would she choose?
I didn't even let her get that far because I just shut her down. It was really sad.
Like
she was really trying to reach out and connect with me.
There's like 10 seasons of some of them. Like I think like Orange County has like 14 seasons. It's all too excessive. It's just like calm down.
I know. There's a lot. It's insane. How do you get on that?
The thing is,
show?
I'm sure I would love it. There's no doubt in my mind that if I got hooked, I would love it. But I'm just not letting myself.
No.
So I posted on Facebook last night about the wedding that I had just watched on Vanderpump Rules, and reoccurring guest of the show, Gelsey, messaged me and was like, one of my best friends is the manager at that restaurant.
Who's your friend? Peter? Linda? Guillermo? Like
Guillermo. I'm so sad. I crushed that What We Do in the Shadows in 4 days, and I was trying not to. I really was trying not to.
It's so good.
I feel like I watched it too fast that I should just do it again.
Yeah, well, I just started season 1 again, actually, last week. Parks and Rec, What We Do in the Shadows, and Schitt's Creek have been like the 3 shows in my lifetime that just like make me stupidly happy.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just watch them again and again and again. I love What We Do in the Shadows. Actually, for Halloween this year, my boyfriend and I had planned before COVID to be Laszlo and Nadja. So.
Holy fuck, that's awesome.
Really not happening. But that was the plan.
Did you watch the Emmys?
I didn't watch them. I had like all the updates on my phone like coming in, but I didn't watch them.
I wish there was video of me watching the Emmys, watching Schitt's Creek win 7 in a row. I was flipping tables. I was insane. I was like, Catherine won, then Eugene won, then Daniel won. And I was like, there's no way that Annie gets it. And they said Annie, and I fucking like, Julia was there. I was like, oh my God. And then they won for writing, directing, and just best show. And I was like, yeah, it's so well deserved. It's like this little, I love that.
So deserved.
Dan Levy did it, like posted a tweet being like, from Canada, we usually don't do this, but like normally in the beginning of a series, if it's not getting the hype, they'll just cancel it. They'll cancel all these tiny shows, small running shows, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you need to let these breathe and sit and like be able to grow. And I was like, fuck yes. Because every show I'm watching recently is out of Canada. Just so happened. And I'm like,
Canada's the best. I am Team Canada forever.
But seriously, I'm like, it's so true. I mean, Schitt's Creek would have never won anything in the beginning, and they just swept the Emmys. So
I've seen so many things of people like, oh, I hear all this great stuff about Schitt's Creek, but I can't get into it. I can't get past episode 1, and it's like, you just have to.
Yep.
You have to get past the first few episodes. You have to get through the first season because it gets so much better. And my boyfriend, he's actually always questioning me. He's like, why do you like it so much? I'm like, the character development in that show is amazing, and it's written so well that to watch these people grow in very subtle ways at first, and then like in more obvious ways later on. I was like, it's brilliant. It's so great.
The turning point for me, which I said on our Schitt's Creek episode, was when they stopped acting like their main objective was to get out of the town. When they kind of
and they just accepted it.
Yes, that's when they all really just like dig into the roles, and it oh god, so good. Yeah, I mean, you watched it. No, you didn't. Oh my god!
I watched like the first 4 episodes of season 1, and then I stopped.
It's so feel good. I mean, if you're ever just fucking depressed, which 2020 is like.
No, it's like, so I started Vampire Diaries like
it's like
2 years ago.
Oh,
like literally. God. No, like maybe like a year ago.
How many seasons?
It's like 8, and it's like 23 episodes, hour long. Like it's like God. So it's like so fucking time consuming. And now like I'm on season 4, so I'm like, dude, I'm fucking
2 years ago.
No,
2 years later.
It actually might have been a year, but no, because I stopped because like then other people would tell me to watch other stuff. Like I watched Scream season 1 within 2 days. Like so like I'm
it's
like
the inspiration. It'll strike.
Like I'm like, all right, this is getting slow. I can't even push myself to watch this anymore. So I stopped, and then I was like, they're going to take this off Netflix soon. I just feel it in my bones. So let me just get through this. But it's just taking me a really long time, which I probably won't even finish it because I'm not motivated.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, like I can't see you loving it.
You should watch What We Do in the Shadows. It's a better vampire show.
Yeah. It's so good.
And
it's really, really good.
I need to just give it up.
I just started Workaholics from the beginning. I never finished it, so I started it over again. And it is really funny if you just like want to see 3 dudes be idiots.
How many seasons does that have? That's a lot, right?
That has, I want to say it's like 8 or 9 seasons.
I like those characters though. That would be easy.
They're coming out with a podcast.
All 3 of them?
Yeah, all 3 of the guys are coming out with a podcast together.
Back to what this episode is about.
Let me look at my notes because
honestly, this episode is really, I mean, it's only 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We
needed to tangent.
Very like there's 2 storylines happening at the same time. There's this cool Halloween party with a few things going on. We already covered Ben's being a mope. Andy Dwyer, I don't know why I had to say his last name too, is trying to get him out of this funk, and they kind of start wrestling. Meanwhile, Leslie's doing her like networking shindig that Tom ruins. Wow, surprise there. I think the only thing that like we didn't talk about that like plays a bigger role in this episode is that like whole little brawl between Ben and Andy. And Andy just kind of goes into Ben's room and is like, you're done being sad. We're going to like force you to talk about it, and just starts beating him up, as you do. If you ever grew up with siblings, that's what you do. And you want to get something out of him. And he just kind of drags him around the party this whole time. And I love that part. I love Ben just getting his ass dragged around the party. Andy, like, at one point has, like, a bowl of popcorn or, like, candy or something on his head just sitting on the couch.
I feel like a lot of the Andy stuff was improv. Like, when he grabs his mouth and is like, I'm Ben and I'm mad. And then
I'm mad.
Ben says, your fingers are salty at the same time as Andy's going, his lips are so soft. And then he does this little look at the camera like it's class. I rewound it like 3 times because I was like, that's such a good little beat of specifically Andy. I was like, that's really funny. But I was like, that has to be improv.
Good form, son. keep pressure on the cranium.
He's like this?
And then Andy's like, oh yeah, pressure on the cranium.
Yeah, that hospital scene when he's like, is this your friend? And he's like, hell no, it's my brother. I'm like, ooh,
my brother.
Sweet moment.
And I love the little added part of like, we got to compromise. Like, you don't like throw parties without telling me. He's like, right. And then you pay for my recording session for Mouse Rat. And he's like, no.
$5,600.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah. $567. No.
Yeah, no, that's dumb. Andy really is stupid, but the headlock is really sweet, actually. Me too. He is really as dumb as it is that he's like, it has him in a headlock the whole time. It really is because he cares. And it is funny that like Ben grew up super non-confrontational and Andy's like, I had 5 brothers and we just like beat the shit out of each other as you do, like whatever. And it's like two polar opposites, but I think that was well done. Those two and then Ron and Ann were my favorite when the lights go out. She's like, we're going dark. Like, just so funny. I liked that. And everyone just like,
I like, she's like under the sink and she's just like naming random, like they're not even tools that exist. She's like, oh, yeah, use that 56 wrench with, like, the 3-bolt. And he's like, that doesn't exist. She's like, yeah, but it sounded cool.
It did sound cool.
That was an Ann Perkins moment I liked. I was like, it did sound cool, Ann. Good for you.
I agree that she's kind of the boring one, but I think that's the whole point where it's like eccentric, insane characters. There's one that does the look at the camera like, what is happening? Like, Leslie is so extreme that if Ann was extreme, it'd be like, it wouldn't work as well. I think.
I mean, her costume's an eggplant, for God's sake.
Yeah. Hey, beanbag.
I wrote that down. I was like, I can't believe Anne dressed as a dick emoji for Halloween.
That's too scandalous for her.
It is very on the line for Ann Perkins.
The one thing that I wrote down is when Jerry's like watching his daughter and Chris just like get down on the dance floor, and April's like looking at him and like, from someone that doesn't watch the show, I guess you'd think she'd do like something genuine, and she just goes up and flips the smiley face upside down and walks away on his like Mr. Potato Head costume.
And he like doesn't even notice. He doesn't move.
April's looks in the camera are some of my favorite looks as well, because she knows she did something stupid and she barely like moves her face. She just kind of moves her like scary eyeballs into the lens and is like,
she does have spooky eyeballs.
Yeah, it's good, especially in this.
Does. She's very ominous.
Mm-hmm. Big time ominous. I mean, Oren is her friend. I don't know if you know that. We didn't say that. Oren is like
her ex-boyfriend, isn't he?
Yeah, like they're like, I swear, the third, I feel like there's a third that they were like a 3 at some point. I don't even know. She came in as like this like dark, ominous human with like these friends like that don't speak, and that's why Oren was there.
Gotcha.
He's not just like a townsfolk. He's April's friend now.
I really do like April at the end though. Like, I guess she was sick of Chris's like Sherlock Holmes bullshit, and she just like puts his keys in the trash. She's like, solve that one, Sherlock. And I was like, yes. I love the evil qualities of you, April.
I know. Me too. That was good.
I know you hate Tom, but I think like a classic Tom line in this episode is him going, let's talk it out and I'll give you the tails. The guy's like, the tails. He's like, most people would say the deets. I say the tails. Just another sign of my innovations.
Yeah.
Brooke is just stone-faced. She is like, she can't even crack a smile.
I can't, like, Tom, I can't. Yeah. I can't.
You're like, I'm not even entertaining it.
I agree. I mean, the storylines where he's just being like a kind of a creep to Anne, whoever he's into at the moment, he is a big time, like, annoyance creep. Like, he really is. But that's the stuff I do like, though, when he is, like, making up names for shit and just ripping names like...
Desserts are what I call desserts. Trays are entrees. I call sandwiches Sammy's, Sandoozles, or Adam Sandler's. Air conditioners are Cool Blasters with a Z. I don't know where that came from. I call cakes big old cookies. I call noodles long-ass rice. Fried chicken is fry chicky chick. Chicken parm is chicky parm. Chicken cacciatore, chicky catch. I call eggs pre-birds or future birds. Root beer is super water. Tortillas are bean blankies. And I call forks food rakes.
Yeah, see, it's good in that sense, but he is kind of very annoying. You're right.
He's just too much. But whatever. I guess there's a purpose for Tom Haverford at some point, but in this episode, no.
I liked when he ended up with that girl that we like. What was she from?
At the end?
Yeah, I really like her. She like makes him more normal because she calls him on his bullshit.
She does.
She's from really the early seasons. I think, and then comes back later, right, Brooke?
Yes, I forget which season she's in, but she comes back in like the second to last or the final season.
Yeah, like when he has the wine bar.
Yeah, when he has Tom's Bistro.
Julie's done. She doesn't want to be here anymore.
No, I had to literally pee so bad. And I was like gonna get up and just go. And then I was like, no, like we're wrapping up soon. And then
the last episode Brooke was on, the Game of Thrones episode, you weren't here for the first 10 minutes. And me and her were just running the show.
Dude, then we got on that Jonas Brothers tangent that went for
Speaking
like
of
20
reality
minutes.
show, I used to watch fucking Married to Jonas. That was one of them. Kevin Jonas for life.
That's a show?
yeah.
Married to Jonas was a
about
Kevin
Kevin Jonas and his
Jonas and
wife.
Danielle show. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're a Kevin fan. Like,
Yeah. I know, like, which is just,
baby.
I hate it. But
so bizarre.
Sophie Turner keeps posting like pregnancy pictures.
She had the baby.
I know.
She was so cute.
She was so cute. And like when she started posting them on Instagram, I was like, wait, did she have the baby? Like,
Yeah.
she literally threw me off so hard. And then I was listening to Chicks in the Office today and they were saying the same thing. Like, they were like, her doing that, like, was so cute, but also like, show us your fucking baby. Like, you didn't give
that's
us
the
this.
point.
Yeah, I know. It's the point. I know.
Julie, I don't know if you know.
But it's just like, I love Sophie Turner, but you know,
Me too.
I'm going to pee my pants.
Me too.
Okay, let's do, to end this episode, who's your favorite? Everyone's gonna pick Sophie. I'll pick Danielle. I was gonna say, who's your favorite Jonas wife? I'll pick Danielle.
Oh, definitely
I would
Sophie.
never pick
yeah.
Priyanka ever.
I liked her. I watched Quantico back
I
in the
don't
day.
really like Priyanka. I think she's okay. Like, I don't dislike
I don't.
her. But
I don't
I
love
Sophie.
Priyanka.
I don't know that I believe it.
Yeah, the whole thing's really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I ride or die for Nick
Nick.
Jonas. Love him.
No,
like,
I'm really a Joe girl. But
oh my God, love him. And when they got, everything was so rushed with them. And I'm like, by the time I even figured out who Priyanka was, they were married. Like, it was just so weird. Whereas like Sophie and Joe are just so fucking cute.
Mm-hmm.
Love them. Like,
I think Joe. I think Sophie and Joe have just such cute chemistry.
yes.
And are also like a real couple. Like, they seem to like poke fun and play just like a normal couple would. And I'm sure they fight just like a normal couple too.
The song Hesitate being like
Oh,
dedicated
yeah,
to her,
baby.
like I can't.
That's a great song.
And yes. Like, and like when they show videos of her like at the concert, like looking at him and just like I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna
so
cry. Like, I
cute.
can't.
I will take
Oh my
your pain.
God. Cause like, oh my God, I have chills all over my whole body. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Just like knowing that like
Should
she
we
suffers with
start
depression.
a Jonas Brothers podcast?
Yes. yes.
yeah, we should.
Absolutely. Yes.
I gotta read up on my Jonas Brothers. I don't know anything.
Oh
about
my
I
God.
literally do each week a different song and just analyze.
The only thing Kathleen knows is
I'm hot, you're cold.
is all the posters I made her help me hang up.
Yeah, truly. No, I know. I've seen all the documentaries. I've seen them in concert multiple times. I know a little bit about them.
They are so good in concert, and
Yeah.
I'm so pissed that you went to the most recent concert, right?
I paid too much for
Dude,
that.
I don't care. I could not find anyone to go with, and I was like, I like not like you. You're a trooper. You're like, I'll just go to a concert by myself. I was like, no,
I wouldn't go to a Jonas Brothers concert by myself.
dude. Where were you?
I would
Brooke?
only go to an alley.
Where
concert
were
by
you?
myself.
Because no one wanted to go.
Next Happiness Begins tour.
Because
date, we'll all go
Shannon
for
said
our
the same
podcast
thing.
sake.
Shannon was like, I'm not paying that much money to go see the Jonas Brothers, and I
It was
like,
worth it. I think.
I would pay a dumb amount.
me
Yeah.
too. So would
I did do that, and it was worth it. It was really fun. And like Sophie Turner was in my eyesight. Like she was
Just
100 feet that way. I was
I've
like,
had enough.
I see her.
Oh,
I've had
I'm
enough.
so jealous.
I know.
I was in this. I breathed the same air.
You sure did, and then coronavirus happened.
I know. Is that
Is that a
a
sign?
coincidence?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was a year ago. So
Wow.
wow. Jonas Brothers.
Bye.
Joe for life. Kevin second. Nick way down there.
I don't know why you're hating on Nick. It's actually pissing me
No,
off.
Nick is like Have you seen the new doc?
Yes, he's
Brooke,
mean to
you-
Kevin.
okay,
Boo
okay.
fucking who?
I need you to take the clip from the Game of Thrones one and compare it to this because I feel like we're saying the same things, like exactly
like
the same
in
things.
his defense, Kevin just fucking rambles. Like I literally said,
do you mean
Matt
rambles?
Matt is Kevin, and
That's so fucked up.
no,
That's
Matt.
rude.
no, it's not. Me and Brian literally said it. Like, there's one scene where
No.
Kevin's like, "This is so amazing. Like, this moment means everything to me." Like, blah blah blah, and he's just like going on this rampage about like how great it is, and like Nick and Joe are just like, "Yep." And like that's like how me and Brian can be to him. Like when he's like passionate about something, we're just like,
okay,
yes.
Listen, we're gonna halt this conversation because us three are gonna do the Happiness Begin. No, what was this?
Happiness Begins.
No. That was the tour. But what's the doc called?
Happiness Begins.
Happiness Begins.
They were two different things.
Happiness Begins.
But I thought that was also the name of the doc.
It was. You are so Kevin. That's why you love him.
Chasing Happiness.
Chasing happiness.
Same
bitch.
diff.
It's
the happiness
you're
is in it.
fucking
Okay.
Nick is what you are, which
I
means you're a
am.
douchebag. Nick
Am
is
I?
all right. Well,
Nick
next
is
time us
not
three,
a
we're gonna do.
douchebag. I'm literally getting
We're
so
gonna.
angry.
All right, can we do the happy or chasing happiness doc for us three next time you come on?
Nick,
bro?
if you're listening,
Yes.
just block her. She probably
Yes.
follows you. Block her. She's fake.
I
Block her.
I do only so I can roll my eyes. I need a good eye roll every once in a while, so that's why I follow
Do
him.
the head thing that you're doing. You're like breaking your own neck.
I'm the bent neck lady.
You are. Wow. Okay.
Oh my god, we talked about everything but Parks and Rec on this episode.
Happy
We really
Halloween.
did.
Boo.
Happy Halloween.
Oh well.
Whatever, fuck it.
Anyways,
like
the
this.
only
This was
scary
fun for
thing
me.
about this is how much you ride for Kevin.
Good one. That was another episode. Thanks for coming.
Oh God, I quit. This is my last episode. I'm retiring.
Brooke broke us up.
Yeah. She really,
Oh, sorry.
she's more Nick than we are both.
This whole time, I'm really Nick. I'm just
She's pretending
Sitting back
she's
and
Joe.
watching the world burn. That's Nick.
watching it break down.
Next time, Jonas Brothers, full Jonas Brothers. And then maybe we'll get
I'm
on a
there.
tangent of Parks and Rec.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
You should just like edit like a sound in like, you know, like in a TV show where it's like them daydreaming and it's like, I can't even do the noise to my head. Just edit that in. Yes. Once we stop talking about it, just edit that in. And then
More
we'll
homework for
understand.
you, Matt. That's good.
I
All right,
can't.
cool.
I'm quitting.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It's a little hostile at the end there, but always a pleasure. Our
Thanks
girl.
for joining us.
Oh, of course. I'm happy you guys invited me back.
Yeah, you're going to be a three-peat, so get ready for that.
Sweet. I like it.
Jonas Brothers forever.
We're not letting you pick.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry.
You got to pick the first two. We picked the third. Okay, that was another episode. So much fun.
My favorite
Tune
episode.
in next week. It's no longer spooky season. We won't do any more Halloween episodes. This is our fourth one. Fifth if you count Stranger Things, right? You spooky. We're spooky bitches. All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, bitches. Bye.
This has been My Favorite Episode Of. My Favorite Episode Of is produced by Matt Kelly as part of the Geekscape Network and hosted by Julie and Kathleen. Check out our show notes for all of our socials and email us at myfavoriteepisodepodcast@gmail.com. Rate, review, and subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting apps, and we'll be back next week with another episode of My Favorite Episode Of.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.
I'm glad that Brooke's on this show because she's done the Disney podcast with me for a couple of years, and I love Disney, and I know that she's heard me massacre very common names from shows and movies that I love.
Like what?
Common names and common words. It's like I can't get it.
What names can you not say Disney related?
I don't know. I probably would struggle with
When we did like the 50 hottest like Disney characters, there were some on there that he just like could not handle.
Ooh, I need to listen to
Like,
that
I don't even think he
episode.
knew how to say Cocoam.
No, I still don't.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.